Micah here at Gogan's Garage. I'm sorry this video was so delayed, but I wanted to wait because my sweet wife Jennifer finally got me a good tripod, so now I don't have to mess up shots and the lighting's terrible and I give people motion sickness, so that is no longer an issue. So thank you, sweetheart. In this video I want to discuss dorsiflexion, and no shame in the man bun game. I'm growing my hair out for my World Strength Game competition in March 30th, down in St. George. So anyway, that's not important. Dorsiflexion, the ability to pull the toe towards the body, right? Taking my toe from plantar, dorsi. Now, if I do not have optimal dorsiflexion, it is going to affect my deadlift and squat. Why? Because I cannot keep optimal foot position to get the most force or the most power out of my lift. Obviously, this does not just apply to powerlifting, it applies to all types of training, hypertrophy, endurance, whatever it is. But we need to make sure that we have optimal mobility with that ankle, not only so that I'm not getting injured, but also that I'm getting the most out of every lift. When my feet are in a solid, stable position and can move optimally, I'm actually going to stimulate more muscle and do it in a better way. Now, how do we know if I have poor dorsiflexion? Well, pretty simple actually. If you just go into a squat and you come on your toes or you're leaning forward, you probably have poor dorsiflexion. If I cannot take my foot and move it forward like this and my heel comes off the ground, I probably have poor dorsiflexion, all right? Now, we can fix that through corrective exercise. So after I talk about this a little bit more, I'm gonna go to the floor and show you a sample routine. This is a very basic routine that I would do for an athlete, and yours might be different. If you wanna check out Mobility WOD on YouTube, they have some great videos talking about how to optimize dorsiflexion, but the principles are still the same. We wanna focus on 4 things for optimal dorsiflexion. Number 1, foam rolling. I wanna spend 30 to 60 seconds per hot spot. I call them hot spots or sweet spots. What it is, it's an adhesion, a bunch of tissue that's bound up into like a ball of pressure. It's going to hurt when you roll it out. You need to spend 60 seconds, 30 seconds minimum per adhesion, and you need to keep the pressure on that point. Pressure is what causes it to release. Stretching is only one part of the plan. We have to release the tissue and then lengthen it to get the most out of it. So we release with myofascial release, pressure, then we stretch. I like people stretching 2 minutes per muscle group that we need to lengthen. 2 minutes, right? We stretch the area, then we're gonna isolate the antagonist. So in this situation, I would foam roll the calf, then I would stretch the calf, 2 minutes, then I would wanna activate the antagonist. In that case, it's gonna be the anterior tibialis and the peroneus longus. Okay, we'll go over that. We want to do about 20 reps, focusing on a 2-second isometric contraction. An isometric contraction is when I'm holding at tension. So for example, as I pull the toe towards my body, right, isometrically, I'm holding this position. The anterior tibialis is maximally contracting at this point. Then I'm going to do a 4-second eccentric. That's lengthening. So 4, 3, 2, once I reach the bottom, I'm then going to contract, hold at peak contraction for 2 seconds, and lengthen slowly. I want to do this about 20 times, 2 to 3 sets, give or take. Then we're going to integrate. So integration means we then take everything we've done, we've loosened up the muscle, we've activated the antagonist, right? Our mobility should improve almost instantly a little bit. Then we're going to do something like an overhead squat. We could even do a front squat. We could do a power clean. We could do a Romanian deadlift. And we can see how that ankle is moving. A very popular one that I like to do is a squat to row. So if I have cables in front of me, I want to squat down, pause, and then come up and row at the top. This also works as a corrective exercise for excessive rounding of the shoulder. But for now, we want to focus on dorsiflexion and the optimal positioning of the foot. So again, foam roll, stretch, activate, and integrate. 4 main steps that I follow with every program. especially when specializing in corrective exercise. Thank you, Nassim. So let's go to the floor. Let me show you a sample routine, and then we'll cover, in our next video, we'll cover a sample routine on how to release pec, anterior deltoid, and trap for that excessive rounded shoulder. So let's go to the floor.